Every few years, ABC trots out a sexy new drama, and this one includes This Is Us fan favorite Milo Ventimiglia. Let's talk about The Company You Keep. Hey guys, Dan here. This is Dan Reviews It. Welcome to my TV review for The Company You Keep. This is currently airing its first season on ABC, and it is about to wrap up here. We're getting to the season finale time of year, and I don't know exactly how many episodes are left of this, but you can catch up on Hulu and then perhaps watch in time for the season finale. No word yet whether this has been renewed for a season 2, but I imagine ABC will announce their fall schedule in about a week or two. Usually mid-May is kind of when they do the network upfronts and we find out what has been canceled for good and what is coming back. But I do think this is getting fairly decent ratings, so I would expect maybe to see this on ABC's fall schedule. But in any event, before we launch into my review, I want to welcome you into Dan Reviews It. Thank you for finding this video. We've got TV and movie reviews galore on the channel here. I try to post something new just about every day for you, so please consider subscribing down below. Would love to have you aboard in that capacity, or just like this video, comment on this video, share it with your friends, and that is how my channel just keeps growing and growing, so I do appreciate that. All right, let's talk about this show, The Company You Keep. The list of the ABC sexy drama, it keeps continuing. We've had Dirty Sexy Money and The Catch and Scandal. You could even put into that category. Certainly a lot of sex being had on that program. And the latest is The Company You Keep, featuring Milo Ventimiglia from This Is Us. I'm not positive that's how you pronounce his last name, but he's been around a while. That's how I've always said it, never knowing if it's correct. But Catherine Haina Kim is his female counterpart on the show. I don't personally recognize her, but she was in Ballers and Good Trouble, and she's been in a few things, so you may recognize her a little more than me. So Milo plays Charlie, who is a high-stakes con man from an Italian-American crime family. And Catherine Haina Kim plays Emma Hill, who is a CIA officer undercover, and her father is Korean. Her mother is Chinese, but she is part of this big American political dynasty. So they meet up, have some sex, and now they are, sort of intertwined with their own individual sort of pursuits. And there's, this is a whole host of cast and characters, but I don't really recognize anybody else in this show other than Milo. So, but that's the basic premise here, and it's all about the romance and the tension there, and then the drama, along with some sexy fun. ABC has a lot of success with these shows. I mean, most of the ones except for Scandal that I mentioned only lasted a season or two, but they do try to infuse some sort of sexual tension and chemistry into a lot of their shows, and I would say that dates back really in terms of modern times to Desperate Housewives. That was certainly more of a comedy than a drama, but I think that sort of got the ball rolling in ABC's mind about how some great chemistry and sexy people can work together very well. And I think that is what's happening here. In fact, I just reviewed a movie called Ghosted with Chris Evans and Ana de Armas, which, two very, very sexy people. I think, we can all agree on that. And yet the chemistry was zero, and all of that. And it could be bad writing too, but they just didn't have any chemistry together. Here, oh my God, the sparks fly. These two, are very attractive people, but they have chemistry for days, and it's oozing off the screen. And I think that is exactly what you want in a show like this. But it's not just all about that. You've got to have good plot lines, intriguing characters, interesting mysteries, and this show has all of that. In fact, ABC's kind of, I think, on a bit of a hot streak with their dramas, because they started out the year kind of rough. The Rookie Feds was not doing it for me, but Will Trent earlier this year, I gave very high praise to. I believe it was an A- when I graded it. And this one, it's got a lot of the elements that you would want in a show like this, but it also has sort of a classic feel to it, and that's because of the mystery element and you know, all of that kind of thing. It reminds you of, you know, some of those classic shows. You know, I'm even not quite old enough to remember, you know, some of like those 70s classics, but I've watched some in reruns. But, you know, in the 70s and the 80s, you had, you know, Kojak and, you know, Hunter on NBC, you know, had very sexy people in it. Kojak didn't really have sexy people, Telly Savalas, but in terms of like the mystery element, and the sort of fun element, Charlie's Angels, you know, maybe you could give as another example. There, maybe it was too much sex, but this has a really, really good balance of all of it. Milo Ventimiglia, you know, look, he was one of my favorites on This Is Us, and even before then, we've seen him in so many things. But I think that will forever sort of cement his, you know, great work as a dramatic actor. Here, I think he's allowed to have a little bit more fun with the character and sort of the I don't want to say silliness because it's not a silly show, but it's got that vibe that I think if it was put on CBS, maybe it wouldn't feel right, but like it feels right at home to me on ABC, because of their past shows. So yeah, the chemistry here is great. You know, the character development stuff, and I've only seen the first 2 episodes of this, but I like the way they're sort of introducing these characters. You know, he's a con artist. He's maybe not, you know, the best guy in those terms, but you kind of root for him a little bit because he's, you know, clearly into this family, and maybe some of this is, oh, he was born into it, but other times it's like, well, he's just trying to get by, you know. It's one of those things where it's like it's not necessarily glorifying what he's doing, but sort of giving you that character background, that helps it along. So, look, overall, I think this is a great addition to the ABC drama slate. You know, it's not going to win any Emmys or anything. It's not going to win awards. It's not that kind of a show. But if you want to, you know, watch something fun on a Sunday evening, that you don't have to think too much about, but that will still kind of keep you engaged a little bit, and where you can clearly, you know, see the chemistry oozing off the screen, I think this is going to scratch that itch for you. I give The Company You Keep a B+. All right, thank you for watching. We'll be back next time with another TV show or movie review here on Dan Reviews It. Bye.